Hello, welcome to this week's Late Night Love reading where we get to feel validated on our intuition, where we get to be curious about whoever and whatever comes up. Maybe you're here for one person and you find that you're getting insights that are really valuable about somebody else. Maybe some things about friends and family are coming in and how that's affecting your love life currently. Let's see what the story has for us today. I'm Kristen. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much if you're returning, and welcome if you are new here. All right, so let's get an energy for you, an energy for them, and a combined energy. Your energy, innocence. Wanting to start fresh. You've had a lot of experiences and gained a lot of wisdom and recently have gone through some things. Also, it's an accumulation of many experiences, and the deep insights are hitting you at this moment. Whatever wounding may have occurred because of your experiences and romantic partnerships have taken you to a place of becoming whole. And almost it gives you permission to completely start fresh with this new knowledge, with this new understanding. It's almost really a celebration of everything that you've been through. And accepting the guidance of the elders, whether they're the elders that are in your life currently or the ones that have passed on. I often feel my Aunt Chris, who passed on, she's giving me relationship advice from the beyond. She was always that kind of energy for me when she was alive, and it continues. The elders could also be just friends of yours who are wise in their knowledge of relationships. Perhaps it's the medicine of friends of yours and people that you know that have really good relationships, and how that has shown you and been like the counter example to some of the things that you've been through. Energy of the other. Success. Someone's feeling very successful, like they've had a breakthrough that makes them feel like they want to celebrate. They're feeling strong, they're feeling courageous. They're feeling like they want to explore. Perhaps this is somebody who is thinking about perhaps eventually moving locations, or they want to explore something new with their work. It's in alignment with this innocence. It feels like they've come to a certain culmination of who they are at the moment. They've come to a completion of a certain chapter of their life, and they're recognizing that they're moving forward in something new that makes them want to celebrate, that makes them want to play at life. Your combined energies. Past lives. So I feel this is so coordinating with this experience of what have I been going through in relationships in the past? Who is my past? And how is that affecting me? And how are these lessons and these experiences, how are they teaching me about who I am? Maybe where some of the places of personal growth are that you both need to look at. And how this has been a process that's been happening over time. It feels like there's been an acceptance of the body wisdom and of what the body needs and how you need your body to feel when you're with somebody. Or I think, everyone involved here, both of you are really in discovery of what makes you feel like you can completely surrender and be vulnerable. And the subtle nuances of how you really feel in someone's presence. And if you are present with them at all, are they present with you? Perhaps there have been experiences where you're trying to be in the moment and present with someone, and they just can't seem to get present with you. They're always living out of the past, or they're always so concentrated on what the next day is going to be like, or what's it going to be like in 6 months from now, or 6 years from now, or what do you want, or where is this going? And you can't enjoy the fresh start that a relationship brings, or when you first meet someone, that lack of innocence of this is a joyful time to really get to know someone and to have fun and to celebrate. One thing my Aunt Chris always said was at least the first 6 months should always be fun, if not the first year, because if you're going to be in long-term relationship with someone, stuff always comes up. And I'm not saying every single day is perfect, but you should generally be having fun. Tigers for me are also sensuality, sexuality, so it is really getting to know someone and letting them get to know you on the sensory level. Really having a somatic experience with them. And I think that you've been through enough stuff that you have finally really gotten in touch with again how you really feel, how someone makes you feel physically, or how their interactions with you, even if it's via text or on the phone or emails, like how are they communicating with you? How are the interactions and the engagements making you feel in the body? And learning to distinguish between what can feel like the anxiety and the tension of being with someone new or new-ish, or even a little bit further down the line of a relationship, and those unknowns that we never really know in those stages. But what's the difference between that and something that's really making you feel like this just doesn't feel good? Like I feel like I'm trying to accept something. And I think that both of you have an understanding of these things, and you're trying to learn how to suss out the situation sooner than you have in the past, and what feels good and what you're able to give based on your experiences with other people and how that have gone. What have I learned that I really have to give and want in relationship? What's too soon for me? What's not going to be quite enough for me? What a friend of mine was talking about, how he's not a texter. He's just not. And so he doesn't really get back to texts. He doesn't notice them as much. And it can be really hard if he's dating someone in the beginning and they're wanting to text all the time, and he's not ignoring them on purpose. It's just that he's not a really big texter, and it's really making it clear in the beginning. Please give me a call. I'll always get back to you. I'm so sorry. I'm just not a texter. And if someone takes that personal, it's like you can have all the chemistry in the world, but it's like these little things that if we can't accept or compromise or understand or be okay with them or not take them personally, it's just not going to work on a longer term basis. Let's layer it. More for you. To be fair, you have to be fair. You've learned you need things to be fair for you and for everybody involved. It's about reciprocity. Like I understand you're not a texter. Okay, so I'm not going to take it personally around that. But how can I get my needs met anyway? And really telling that person and seeing how they respond to it. Sometimes in this fairness and learning how to be fair with each other, we have to try new and different things that are uncomfortable for us. But it's maybe in the presence of this particular person, trying something new actually feels more comfortable in the body. Because if their energy innately, if you're intuitively really feeling relaxed and in tune, it's not going to bother you so much if things look a little bit different than how you think they should look, or perhaps there's been a certain programming because everyone you've dated has always needed this one particular thing, or they've communicated this particular way, or they've had this particular attitude, and then someone comes along with something that is different, and it can blow our minds a little bit. Let's pour over to them. Treasure Island. This person's on a journey to discover what it is that's going to make them feel completely treasured, but they also want to treasure somebody else. They want to dive deep into the mysteries of a relationship with someone in a very grounded way, where this is a person that you can process with, you can get emotional with, you can talk about your stuff with. But they are also in discovery of how protecting and keeping their own boundaries up around making sure that their emotions stay safe, that they're not diving too deep into the emotional field unless they know that they're going to be okay, and they don't want to get too emotional with someone that they feel like they might disappoint. They could disappoint you. And so it's, how do I be emotional and dive deep and get this thing that I need so much? How can I explore the world and myself? Taking all the experiences I've been through and not letting them pull me down, but lift me up in the knowledge that I have, that I'm bringing to the table. And be able to enjoy the present moment with someone, let it be what it's going to be right now, regardless of what the outcome is going to be after a certain period of time, whether it's a couple weeks, a couple months, a couple of years, or forever. Like, how can I feel safe to be emotional and to be myself? It's this balance they're trying to strike between allowing themselves to connect very deeply with you and keep your feelings in mind, where they're keeping their own feelings in mind. And another energy between you is the loyal heart. So there is this real connected vibration of wanting to stick with this and see this through, regardless of whatever the evidence file has to say about how things could possibly turn out. Maybe there's some real differences between you and this person. Like I said, they could be a very different kind of person than you normally date. But there is an affection that you have towards each other. There is a real connection. There is an emotional bond. And there is something that you guys could really create together, given the opportunity. This also feels like two sovereign people, two whole people coming together to create. And it's circular. It's like the circular breath, like you breathe in, you take in and you give out, and they receive and you give and they receive, and it's like this beautiful sensual experience. It's the most intimate experience that you can have, but putting that into practice on a daily life, even through those ordinary routine things of life. Like together you could make the ordinary extraordinary. But in your specific way. Other people may not think that. It's the way they make the coffee in the morning, and or the ritual of this or that, or the way they speak with you, or every evening before you go to bed, or it's just these little things between the two of you. And there's something in the egg that's forming. It's not hatched yet. It's incubating. And you don't know what it is. But you can begin to trust that whatever it is that is incubating in there is going to be exactly what you need, what they need, and what the two of you need. So they have their process that they're going through. You have your process that you're going through. And in that you create a process together that you witness each other in. Lovely. Take out the fun cards. I'm afraid of what I might see clarified by I'm regaining emotional strength. So one of you, both of you, it's that fear of maybe you don't think that they really like you as much as you think, or maybe there's been an experience, and you're like, oh, maybe it was just a experience in the moment. I think both of you are thinking, okay, was this just an experience in the moment, or is this something to explore more? And I think it's gaining emotional strength because of transformational life experiences that have just occurred in both of your lives. Perhaps they could have had something deeper happen than you had, but one or both of you has had experience, and it's afraid of repeating an experience or making the same mistakes. But also feeling like, maybe if I just really trust how my body felt and how I felt, and open to the idea of something a little bit different that could be created. You know, that again, we don't know what's incubating in here. It's something totally new and different that either one of you has ever had. It's a completely new experience for the both of you. And so there's always a bit of tension with that, with the unknown. And in the breakthrough lies, because we have to sit through the tension in order to release and have the experience. Nico? As I always say, I would toss him here, but he'll pop right back up because he wants to be here with you. I'm really going through it here, this card with the ship. It's like, this is reminding me of the treasure. It's like to get to the treasure, to get to the place of milk and honey, to get to that place of feeling like you can emotionally dive deep, especially if you're somebody who, when you feel like you have tried to dive deep emotionally and then haven't been met at that experience, it can be very emotionally draining and physically draining. Success means nothing without you. This is a person that really understands that when you have a good partnership, it really strengthens your entire life. It's something that they become stronger, you become stronger together. Unblock me and sexuality. So I think this is letting go and releasing emotional blocks, and somebody wanting to really express themselves. Perhaps there have been, there's been stuff around sex and just enjoying sexuality and being able to create moments where that were just very safe and playful. Again, without worrying about what's happening in 6 months from now. I think this person might be very concerned about, like I said, both of your emotions. Somebody being disappointed and feeling it was their fault. And can we start from scratch? So this takes us back to the beginning with innocence. It's about being with something new. Don't worry about what's incubating in the egg. Just have the experience, be in the moment, and let it hatch when it's ready. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for being here. If you like the content, if you like hanging out and having these little talks with me, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. I would love to connect with you more. Please consider giving me a thumbs up if you're resonating. It would really help me out with YouTube and the algorithm so more people get this kind of content. And I have readings up every single day about all different kinds of life things, all for the collective. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Bye.